What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Alright guys, so we are going to jump back into more Ultimate Marvel, but guys, we're going to pick up with the second half of our Ultimate Spider-Man's first story, where he fights the Green Goblin. Now guys, after this video right here, I'm really wondering, should we cover Ultimate Daredevil and Elektra, or go back to more Ultimate X-Men or more Ultimate Spider-Man? I don't know yet, but anyways guys, let's go ahead and dive into the second half of Ultimate Spider-Man first story, where he fights the Green Goblin. If you guys do like this video, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. But anyways guys, I'm out of here and I will see y'all in the next comic book video. Have a good day guys. Later. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 4, with this book right here, this book does pick up where our last video left off at. Now guys, remember, at the end of the last video, we watched Norman Osborn try to use the Oz formula on himself, because he has been watching Peter Parker get powers left and right thanks to the Oz formula. And so you have Norman in the last video say, let's use the Oz formula on myself to see what happened. Now, with this book right here, number 4, we do pick up a day after he did that. And you have a news channel reporting on what happened, that his lab has been destroyed. There are dead bodies all over the place, that Doc Ock is knocked out. The only person that is missing is Norman Osborn. Now, we do jump over to Peter Parker still wrestling on the side, because I remember in my last video we covered when Flash Thompson was trying to fight Peter Parker. Peter Parker broke Flash Thompson's hand, and Flash Thompson's parents told Uncle Ben and Aunt May that they need to pay for this medical bill. And so Peter started wrestling using his powers to make money to give to Uncle Ben and Aunt May. The thing is though, after Peter just finished his last match in this book right here, he goes to the owner to get paid. The thing is though, the owner says the money has been stolen. The money I was going to use to pay every single person in here has been stolen, and I believe it was you. And he points to Peter because he says, listen, you are the only person, I have no clue who they are. You come in here wearing that outfit, wearing that mask. I don't know how old you are, what's your name. I don't know who you are at all. And I believe you're the one who stole my money. Now, of course, Peter Parker has to get away before all the wrestlers try to ambush him. But it's kind of like it's starting to go south again for Peter Parker. He was getting money and now he lost that job. Now, on his way back home, he decided to go change back into his regular day clothes, his Peter Parker clothes, because he can't just walk in the front door as Spider-Man. But as he's walking back home as Peter Parker, a nearby store is being robbed, and the thief runs out, and Peter Parker is kind of like, I'm not going to stop you. Like, go ahead and go. This is not my problem. Yes, they got robbed. I could be a nice person and stop the person who just robbed them, but why would I do that? I have my own life problems right now. And so the robber gets away. Now, when Peter Parker gets back home, Uncle Ben and Aunt May are there at the front door waiting for him because they're mad at him because they just got his report card. He has like 4 A's, but he has a D and something else, and that right there pissed off Aunt May and Uncle Ben, and they start to argue with Peter Parker. The thing is though, Peter gets so mad he runs away. He runs away down the street to go to somebody's house, and he goes over to Kong's house to stay there. Now, we do pick up a couple hours after Peter arrives at Kong's house to stay overnight. And the thing is, Kong started to throw a party at his own house. And so of course you got girls there, you got alcohol there, you got everything going on. And Peter is right now with Liz Allen just flirting up and everything. Now, Uncle Ben arrives at the party over at Kong's house to say, listen, I need you to come back home. Aunt May is worried about you. Yes, we got in an argument, but we're still here for you. We want to help you, Peter. We want to be there with you, Peter. And the thing is, Uncle Ben and Peter Parker start to argue with each other in front of Kong's house while the party goes on. And the thing is, Peter Parker, he runs away. He runs away because he's so mad at Uncle Ben that he's kind of like, listen, you know what? I can't do it right now. I cannot do this right now. And so he runs away. Now, after Peter Parker goes around town to clear his mind, to realize that he's being harsh on Uncle Ben and Aunt May, he goes back home finally to apologize to Uncle Ben and Aunt May. The thing is though, when he gets there, the police is there at his house. And that is where we end Ultimate Spider-Man number 4. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 5, with this book right here, this book is very emotional. And what I mean is that by the end of this book, of this part of the video, you will be a little bit in your feelings. Now, this book does not pick up where number 4 left off at. Instead, we now jump over to Harry Osborn, because right now Harry Osborn is at his house trying to enjoy a quiet night, trying to get some sleep. The thing is though, he realized his house is on fire. And so he's kind of like, what in the world is going on? Now he does run over to his mother's bedroom to see if she's okay. The thing is though, when he gets there, he realized that his mother has been killed by something else, not by the fire. And so he's kind of like, what happened to her? Who killed her? What killed her? And then he looks and he sees some kind of monster in the flames. And so he runs away because that monster tried to go after Harry next. Now, luckily for Harry, he was able to escape the monster and the monster left him alone. Now, we do jump back over to the home of Peter Parker and Aunt May. Because guys, remember, at the end of number 4, we saw that the police was at Peter Parker's house when he got home. And guys, we come to find out that Uncle Ben has been shot and killed in his own house because someone broke in the house of the Parkers and tried to rob them. And he had Uncle Ben and Aunt May at gunpoint. And Uncle Ben was trying to talk the man out of shooting them. But the man shot Uncle Ben anyways. And so right now you have Aunt May and Peter Parker telling the police what happened. You know, what happened to Uncle Ben? You know, how did this man break into the house and how he shot Uncle Ben? You have Aunt May just crying over and over again. Peter Parker, he's just speechless. He can't say anything because he wasn't there to help Uncle Ben. And Uncle Ben was shot and killed. And so now you have Peter Parker run out the house, change into his Spider-Man outfit to go hunt down the man who shot his uncle. Now guys, this is your usual typical Spider-Man origin story right here. Peter Parker goes after the man who shot and killed his uncle. He finds that man, he beats that man up, and then when he looks at the man's face, he realized it was the man he let go earlier. The man who was robbing that store in the last part of this video. The man who was robbing that store, who he could have stopped, but he let them go because he said it was not his problem, was the man who broke into Peter Parker's home and shot his uncle. And so Peter realized he could have saved his uncle's life if he had stopped that man who was robbing the bank or robbing the store earlier. And so after Peter basically continued to beat him up and give the man over to the police, Peter Parker goes back home to find Mary Jane waiting for him. And he goes to Mary Jane, and Mary Jane hugs him as he cries into her arms because now he lost a second father. He now lost. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 6, with this book right here, you would think that you would see Aunt May and Peter Parker mourning the death of Uncle Ben, because the man just died in the last book. He was just killed off in the last book. And you would think that you would see some kind of mourning going on for some characters. Instead, we don't see that. We now jump a couple days after the death of Uncle Ben. And the thing is, we pick up with the Daily Bugle, because right now JJ is talking to his staff and he's saying, listen, in the past couple of days, there has been some man going around wearing an outfit, calling himself Spider-Man and saving people's lives. And the thing is, every other newspaper is covering Spider-Man. Their front page is a picture of this Spider-Man. And so you have JJ say, why in the world have we not done that yet? Why is our front page not about Spider-Man, about some other topic that no one cares about? And so JJ says, listen, Ben Urich, stop working on your Wilson Fisk story and start focusing on Spider-Man. Everybody start focusing on Spider-Man. Now, we do jump over to Peter Parker. Now guys, you would think that you will at least see Peter Parker still mourning the death of Uncle Ben. The thing is though, he's not. He's falling asleep in class, breaking desks when someone wakes him up, hanging out with Mary Jane, Flash, and Kong. He's living a usual high school life. The thing is though, as they're talking to each other, Harry Osborn walks into school. And the thing is guys, this is huge, because Harry Osborn has been away from school, away from his friends ever since Norman Osborn has gone missing. And the thing is, Norman Osborn, his father, has been missing since the beginning of this video, where after he tried to test the Oz formula on himself. And so when Peter goes and asks Harry, where in the world have you been? Harry was trying to tell Peter where he's been and what in the world has been going on with him. And the thing is, as soon as Harry tries to tell Peter, the school starts to shake. The school starts to fall apart. The school starts to catch on fire. And it's kind of like, what in the world is going on right now? What is causing this? And so you have all the kids run out of school to get to safety because something big is happening to the school. And the thing is, you have Peter go outside, change into his Spider-Man outfit, web slings inside the school to find out who in the world was causing the school to shake. And when he gets there, he gets to meet the Green Goblin for the first time. This huge monster, I mean huge monster, like Hulk-sized kind of monster, looking right at him. And this is where Peter gets introduced to his first super villain. Now, the Green Goblin and Peter Parker, they start to fight. They go back and forth. And guys, that's the second half of this book right here, of Peter Parker and Green Goblin fighting all over the school, to the point their fight takes them outside the school into the city. They are going back and forth throughout the second half of this book. The thing is though, right at the end of this book, Green Goblin is choking Peter Parker and he is saying Parker over and over again, Parker, but in a scary voice. And that's when Peter realized that this monster knows who he is, even though he's wearing a mask right now. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 7, with this book right here, this book is basically the end of the first story for Ultimate Spider-Man. It wraps everything up. And so now we pick up with Peter Parker still fighting against the Green Goblin. And their fight is taking place all over the city. They're going back and forth. The thing is though, Peter starts to realize something, that this monster knows who he is, because this monster is saying Peter Parker. At first, it was just Parker, but now this monster is saying Peter and Parker. And so Peter realized that whoever this monster is, it has to be someone close to him. The question is for Peter is who? Now we know who it is. We all know. It's Norman Osborn. He is this big, huge monster that's beating up on Peter Parker. We all know that. But for Peter, he has no clue who this is. Now, like I said, their fight takes place all over the city, and they do end up on the bridge in Manhattan, and they start fighting all over the bridge. Now, the NYPD, they're kind of like, okay, this is weird. We have two people who has powers fighting all over our bridge in Manhattan. You know what? Let's send in some people to go ahead and handle this threat. Because guys, remember, this is the beginning of Ultimate Marvel, the Ultimate Universe. People are not used to seeing people with powers fighting all over their city. So for the NYPD, they're kind of like, we have no choice. We have to handle this problem because those two people are fighting all over our city and basically causing some problems for people. Blowing up things, buildings are falling. We have to stop them right now. And so of course, when they get there, the police are kind of like, listen, we're going to warn you once. Put your hands in the air and come with us and stop your fighting. The thing is though, Norman Osborn, this monster, he's kind of like, nah, I'm crazy. I want to kill Peter Parker. I want to kill everything around me. There's no way I'm going to be brought down this easily. And so Peter has to help save the police and still fight against the Green Goblin. The thing is though, one of the officers tries to shoot at Peter Parker and they miss. And they hit Norman Osborn. And Norman Osborn falls into the river in New York, to presume that he died after being shot at like 15 times. And so Peter's kind of like, oh crap, whoever that was has now been shot and killed, and his body is somewhere in the river. Now, the police are kind of like, hey, you, listen, he's gone, but you're still here. So put your hands in the air and come with us. Of course, Peter's kind of like, nah, man, listen, I'm good. And Peter escapes the cops and he goes back to the school to see if everybody is okay. And of course, to wrap this story up, at the very end, after you have Mary Jane, Aunt May, Peter Parker, the mother of Mary Jane, hugging each other, you do have Harry Osborn walk up. And he tells everybody in the crowd, the police, Peter, and all his friends, that that monster was his father. And that monster was looking for him. Now the police take Harry away. Kind of like, listen, man, if that's true, we need you to come with us. The thing is though, as the book closes, Peter starts to think. And he says, no, that monster was not here for Harry. That monster was here for me. And the question is, why? And guys, that wraps up Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. Like I said, guys, I had to break it down in 2 videos, but only for this story. I'm going to try my best for future stories to have them done in 1 video. I'm going to try my best, but if not, y'all understand. But anyways, guys, if you did like this video, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe for more comic book videos in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here and I will see y'all in the next comic book video. Have a good day, guys. Later.